First time being a sugar baby, rookie mistakes. On the bed. Ethan. The heir of Shanghai's elite circles. Patted me. Say something nice. Me, wishing you prosperity and wealth. The man instantly chuckled in exasperation. You think this is Lunar New Year red envelope time? Wasn't prosperity good enough? Scratching my head. I tentatively offered, daily fortune? Rising success? Abundant blessings? Ethan took a deep breath. His movements slowing. Emma. Besides auspicious phrases. Is there truly nothing else in that head of yours? Excuse you. This is called wisdom disguised as simplicity. And my brain's packed with important stuff. Like optimizing coupon usage. Canceling app subscriptions. Surviving Miniso stores without buying anything. Oh right. Ethan slightly hotter than his Forbes cover photo seizing the moment. I executed 800 fake moves before accidentally grazing his abs, compensation for enduring my boss's scolding without retort. Ethan studied me intensely before suddenly smirking. Fine. Better you can't say anything else. Let's relocate for your education. Before I processed the danger, he lifted me by the hips until I clung to him like a koala. Steam swirled in the bathroom. Half conscious. I breathed in crisp soap mingled with raw musk. Waking to cold sheets. I spotted something on the nightstand. Wriggling over wrapped in blankets. I nearly drooled. A black card. Beneath it lay a hastily scribbled note, your red envelope. Ethan. Slapping myself thrice confirmed this wasn't a dream. I kissed the plastic obsessively. Since when did my sugar daddy grow a conscience? Must capitalize on this for promotions. Consulting my work chat group for advice. Me, urgent. Boss gave bonus, how to show gratitude. Overachiever, file glowing performance review with loyalty declarations. Material girl, compliment with physical gifts. Corporate bard, do it privately. But what could Ethan possibly need? Time to create the ultimate practical gift. At dusk. Preparations complete. I sent Ethan a formal office attire selfie. To express gratitude for your mentorship and guidance. I cordially invite you to a one-on-one work review session at 8 p.m. The reply came instantly. Pile driver? Pile driver, understood. Pile driver, waiting. The sunset dipped below clouds, leaving only a streak of crimson in the dimming sky. I drowsily waited until a sticky kiss crept up my neck. Jolting awake. I scrambled backward. Ethan. Shoved abruptly. Blinked in confusion. Only then did I notice his impeccably tailored suit, diamond cufflinks. Sleeve garters. Even his hair neatly styled to reveal a smooth forehead. Not bad. He'd clearly dressed up for this meeting. I eagerly pulled him toward the sofa. Mr. Summers. Please sit. He seemed about to protest but ultimately slumped into the cushions. Watching me with lazy curiosity. My prepped PowerPoint lit up the screen. Clearing my throat solemnly. I began. Mr. Summers. Here's my recent performance report. Colored light rippled across Ethan's face as slides advanced. This month. You smiled 53 times and laughed 11 times. 23 days of positive mood. A 13% increase from last month. My thorough communication services also exceeded monthly targets. Of course. These achievements stem from your support. Wherever my career takes me next. I'll always cherish your mentorship. Ethan's smile progressively flattened. By the final sentence. His face darkened completely. You, he gritted out. Have another career stage planned? Crap. Wrong script. Those online templates were garbage. Quick. Pivot to damage control, gift giving. Fluffing my hair. I slipped a small box into his hands with exaggerated secrecy. Mimicking sleazy salesman. Boss. This gratitude gift is essential for you. Ethan stared at the label, kidney vitality capsules. He froze. Sharp jawline tightening. Gotcha. Ancient drama subordinates always pleased superiors with special tonics, worked every time. Where did you learn this? I proudly lifted my chin, claiming all the credit. I figured it out myself. Oh, figured this out? Ethan dangled the paper package before me with his fingertips, knuckles whitening from the grip. Why did he seem so unimpressed? This was perfectly practical. I twisted his hand around to point at the ingredients list. Rehmannia root nourishes essence. Chinese yam strengthens spleen and kidneys. Deer antler velvet reinforces tendons and combats lumbar weakness. All natural, premium grade ingredients. Just showing genuine concern for your health. I casually added. After all, you're turning 30 soon. Prime time for preventative care. Before I finished, a choked laugh escaped him. Ethan suddenly threw his head back in unrestrained laughter as if conceding defeat. Pfft. Men's kidney health becomes inevitable eventually. Bosses truly are inscrutable. Huffing. I turned away only to be reeled back against his chest. He cradled my jaw with his thumb and forefinger, voice dropping dangerously. Whether I need this, you'll find out firsthand. 2 hours later, I lay sprawled across the bedsheets while Ethan sat propped against pillows typing on his MacBook. Damp strands of hair falling over his forehead, looking disgustingly refreshed. Damn genetics, I'd switched careers from office drone to trophy girlfriend precisely because my constitution couldn't handle the grind. The whole office whispered about how his 5-year relationship collapsed due to performance issues. So why was this man not just functional but alarmingly proficient? Noticing my death glare, Ethan chuckled and massaged my lower back. There's a welcome banquet this weekend. Care to join? Welcome banquet? From my limited corporate experience, when bosses phrase orders as questions while flashing that I'm so considerate smile, refusal isn't an option. Suppressing eye rolls. I gave non-committal agreement. Ethan's eyebrow twitched before he dryly added. Open bar. Overtime pay. Absolutely. Sir. Honored to assist. I shot upright, saluting. Compensation irrelevant, purely here for the learning experience. His expression turned pained as he wrestled me back under the duvet. Heartless creature. Sleep. The mansion's marble floors could have funded my entire college tuition. Within minutes of arrival, executives swarmed Ethan like piranhas. I shook hands until my cheeks cramped from smiling. Being introduced as his girlfriend felt fraudulent. But professional bedmate wasn't exactly cocktail party material. After 15 minutes of sycophants reciting identical flatteries, I stealthily pinched the sensitive spot above Ethan's belt, twisting mercilessly. He hissed sharply, gaze snapping to mine with electric intensity. Ahem. Not that I'm abusing my position for personal vendettas or anything. My hands just seem to have a mind of their own lately. Especially when dealing with unethical bosses. Where's the food they promised? I've been starving for hours. Ethan narrowed his eyes and gestured toward the buffet table. Don't wander off. Call me if you need anything. I loaded my plate and found a corner seat, putting distance between myself and Ethan's social circle. Only a few girls holding cocktails remained nearby, their gossip floating through the air. Never imagined he'd be that handsome in person. Old money through and through, generations of Summers men never fail to impress. Did you see the girl he brought? Who is she? Claims she's his girlfriend. But let's be real, no commoners getting into that family. Probably just his latest fling. A tipsy brunette snorted. Bringing his trophy girlfriend to his own reunion? That's bold. Please. Those types don't care. Her friend sneered. I just saw Ethan chatting up Alex by the terrace. You know, his ex from Yale? The one his family actually approves of? My cheesecake turned to ash in my mouth. There she was, the prodigal ex returning right before bonus season. As a temp worker who'd accidentally become Ethan's girlfriend during last quarter's corporate reshuffle, I could practically feel my pink slip materializing. Our meet-cute happened at an economic forum where I'd been desperately hunting for sugar daddy candidates between grad school classes. Traditional Chinese medicine practitioners had warned me about dying young from stress, suggesting I find a boyfriend to balance my qi, which sounded suspiciously like professional gold-digging advice. That's when the human toad appeared, Rolex glinting as his triple chin wobbled. University student, right? Volunteering here? His belt groaned against his gut. Your president always brags about your exceptional qualities. The memory still made me shudder. Later that night, Ethan had materialized like some bespoke-suited guardian angel. His "let me rescue you from this" amphibian smirk launching our bizarre arrangement. Now, watching him lean down to whisper in Alex's ear, their height difference achingly perfect. Her laugh crystalline, reality hit, I was about to be replaced by the original blueprint. Our company's fall recruitment just started. Let's exchange contacts, you'd make a perfect executive assistant with that look. Salary and benefits are negotiable. Young people rarely get such career-building opportunities. Stick with me, sweetheart. I'll treat you better than anyone else. His pitch grew increasingly animated as he bragged about his corporate empire, promising stock options and equity for loyal employees. Do you even believe your own lies? This is just free labor exploitation with bonus harassment. I zoned out during his corporate fanfiction, reconsidering my life choices. Maybe chasing sugar daddies isn't worth it. Flirting with this humanoid pork belly feels like chewing on week-old jerky. When his delusional monologue finally ended, the ham-faced man, Will, squinted his piggish eyes and reached for the volunteer badge hanging near my chest. By the way, what's your name? Gorgeous? Excuse me? Hands off. Before I could dodge, his stubby fingers got violently smacked aside. A tri-fold phone clattered to the floor. He started fuming until recognizing the newcomer, instantly switching to groveling sycophancy. Mr. Ethan Summers. My apologies for blocking your path. Not at all, Will. The reply came cool and disinterested, like ice cracking over a frozen lake. The voice belonged to Ethan, a young man radiating lethal elegance, the kind accustomed to deference regardless of others' age or status. Our eyes met briefly. His blank stare issued a silent command, leave. Now. I scurried away without bothering to thank my impromptu rescuer. Only one thought looped in my brain, holy shit, that man was so damn handsome. I couldn't even recall his exact features, just the visceral shock of seeing someone who looked photoshopped into reality. If I ever land a guy like that, I could die happy. Wiping imaginary drool, I decided to celebrate this optical blessing with extra fries. Hey, treating yourself is self-care. My mood crashed at the refreshment table. Those academic locusts. I'm 10 minutes late and they've already hoovered everything, even the packaged cookies. The dining area overflowed with chatter. Fine. KFC delivery it is. Can't believe I'm losing money while failing to gold dig. The forum occupied a riverside skyscraper. I sneaked up the emergency stairwell to the 320-meter rooftop terrace with my fries. Seeking solitude. Wind roared at this altitude. A faint nicotine tang hung in the air. Then I spotted the glowing ember. The haze enveloped Ethan like a sheer veil, blurring his delicate expressions. Uncertain who startled whom first. If you didn't believe it yet felt uneasy, why linger? My brain sluggishly processed for 2 seconds before realizing he meant our earlier encounter. He couldn't possibly harm me in public. Besides, what if after enduring 360 seconds of bullshit ads, he suddenly whipped out cash? Jackpot! A derisive chuckle vibrated against my eardrums. Tactile as physical touch. How ambitious. Leaning against the railing, Ethan's slightly sunken eye sockets cast weariness over his features. His mood clearly foul. Perhaps that explained why he'd initiated conversation. I grabbed a French fry, dipped it in ketchup, mimicked his smoking gesture. My life's grand ambition? Being a professional slacker drifting through existence, avoiding responsibilities. He laughed again, lowering lashes in silent disagreement. Great. Probably scared off the hottie. The conversation died, leaving awkward silence. Below, streetlights flickered on as ferries crisscrossed the river. Above, he kept smoking while I kept munching away, determined to savor this view. He. These fries are amazing. Chilly air crept in as storm clouds devoured the sunset. Finishing his last cigarette, Ethan turned toward the elevator. I shamelessly studied his retreating figure, each movement resembling vintage film frames. Glamorous yet world-weary. Suddenly, he glanced back. Storm's coming. Need a ride? Me? Can't recall my exact thoughts then. Now I realize that moment beyond reason was pure recklessness. Wait. Reconstructing this. I landed this high-paying job through sheer luck. Maybe Ethan offered the position during his post-breakup vulnerability, seeking replacement comfort. Now that his ex resurfaced, I'm doomed. The Summers family reunion dinner ended at 9 p.m. During the drive back, I stole multiple glances at Ethan. Oblivious. He smiled tenderly at his phone, fingers flying across the screen, clearly experiencing romantic revival. Fine. If the boss plays dirty, so will I. Time to job hop. Frantically opening WeChat, workplace warriors, me, SOS. My idiot boss might fire me. Any job switching tips? Office ghost, that manager you recently buttered up. Me, yep, troublemaker, angry kitten rant. GIF, troublemaker, dude's got less integrity than counterfeit detectors. Single mom squad, start hunting discreetly. Internal referrals work best. Office ghost, agreed. Don't let current boss suspect avoid compensation disputes. Troublemaker, also. Prep flawless handover docs. Play model employee till the end, protect your rep for future background checks. Troll, acting sweet in public. Secretly cursing behind backs. Troll, hug sis. Don't be sad. Sending you this meme. Troll, purifying pomelo leaves. JPG sniffles. Only fellow workhorses truly care about workhorses. There's still genuine kindness in this world. Channeling grief into productivity. I frantically typed my battle plan in notes. 1. Prepare job transition documents. 2. Find internal referrals. 3. Fight for severance package N+1. Cash out big time. The next day, I started working on task 1. For my position, the only transferable materials would be the client's basic info and preferences. Name: Ethan Summers. Height, 6 feet 2 inches. Weight, 187 pounds. Age, 29. Birthday, November 28. Length, currently lacks precise measurement data, but field testing confirms robust classification. Preferences: bedroom, bathroom, couch, mirror areas. Can lie down when exhausted, he'll carry you back to bed. Strengths: mosquito magnet, natural repellent when outdoors. Generous spender. Quit smoking. Weaknesses: excessive stamina. Tone-deaf singer. Dietary habits: weight. I actually don't know this. Ethan never seemed particular about food. The dining table always featured my favorite dishes. I nibbled my fingernail, racking my memory. Eventually, I gave up and pestered Ethan, lounging at the other end of the couch. He was reading while massaging my foot resting on his thigh. Ethan, what's your favorite food? He didn't look up. You. Me, freaking psycho. I kicked his leg indignantly with my knee. Unfazed, he smirked and leaned back to dodge. Why the sudden interest? Just want to know you better. Let's try your favorites next time, damn. I'm smooth. This emotional intelligence game is strong today. Ethan set his book down completely, chuckling. Truthfully, most things don't interest me much. What makes meals meaningful isn't the food, it's sharing them with you. He kissed my kneecap, his straight nose gently brushing the skin as his eyes closed softly. Crap. I was just feeding you a line. Did you actually believe it? Before his nuzzling made me crawl out of my skin, He finally pulled back with serious tone. By the way, didn't you mention wanting to visit Harbor City last week? My schedule's clear. We can leave in 2 days. My heart plummeted. That hollow, weightless sensation flooding back. The lingering warmth evaporated instantly. When the boss suddenly offers a company retreat, it's either a trap or last meal before execution. No wonder he turned sweet, guilty conscience at work. I froze for half a second before dryly replying okay to Ethan. Truth be told, there's still some lingering regret. When someone like that appears in your life, no matter what role they play, it leaves an indelible mark. It's just, the rain never lasts forever. And he couldn't keep driving me home forever either. At the Victoria Harbour, Hong Kong's rooftop restaurant, cleared of other patrons, only Ethan and I remained. I wolfed down my food while he barely touched his meal. Half his face shadowed in dim lighting. Expression unreadable. The Last Supper vibe grew increasingly palpable. Wait, this food isn't poisoned. Is it? Full? He asked, swallowing my last bite of dessert with difficulty. I nodded. He immediately slid an envelope across the table, his fingertips trembling slightly. Open it. I got it. Time to face the music. Though when determination letters become so ceremoniously packaged. Seizing the initiative. I whipped out a document from my purse. Perfect timing. I've got something for you too. Heh. My pre-prepared severance package with generous compensation terms. Once I sweet-talked Ethan into signing. No take-backs allowed. Surprise flickered in the man's eyes as he accepted the papers after a beat. The rustling documents echoed through the empty restaurant, him flipping pages. Me unfolding the letter. The first few words petrified me. What the actual hell is this? To Emma frowny face, you were fast asleep when I wrote this. And I'm terrified I have nothing real to offer. My little gold digger would shout, money. Fine. Take it. But that's too easy for me. Born with everything, yet possessing nothing. If I must pinpoint a life-altering moment, it'd be that rooftop encounter, your radiant smile making me fumble cigarettes until my fingers burned, trapped in gilded cages for years. Only during that suspended rainfall did I finally touch living, breathing humanity. So I want to give you my heart and remaining years. All of them. Without reservation. You're Ethan. The handwritten letter showed painstaking care. Characters shrinking as space ran out. After 3 mental reboots, it finally registered this was a marriage proposal. Then what the hell did I just hand him? Wait! Don't look at that! I lunged across the table. Ethan slowly lifted his gaze. Voice graveled dark. Employment termination agreement. You're leaving? Aren't you supposed to be my boss? Aren't you about to marry Alex through a business alliance? What's with this freaking out and proposing out of nowhere? Don't you dare pin this awkward mess on me. The air turned arctic. Ethan's knuckles whitened around the documents, trembling uncontrollably. This time, I recognized it for what it was, pure rage. His phone buzzed on the dining table. Ethan moved to decline the call. Take it! I blurted. Buying time. I'll think up a proper explanation while you're busy. Ethan. He exhaled sharply, answering as the ringtone faded. Make it quick. The caller exploded loud enough for me to hear without speakerphone. Control your damn girlfriend. Ethan. She convinced mine to quit her job. Spouted nonsense about career referrals and Shanghai's must-eat spots. Then used you as Exhibit A while trashing every guy in our circle. Now my girl thinks I'm scum too. We're breaking up over this bullshit. I did absolutely nothing wrong. My stomach dropped. The job referral scheme blew up already? Click. Ethan hung up. My last nerve snapped. Game over. Properly. Catastrophically over. I stumbled backward, first time seeing Ethan truly furious. He advanced like a storm front. Eyes slitted. Job hopping? Referrals? Must-eat lists? Trash-talking me? Each word heaved from his chest, laced with metallic tension. My back hit the wall. Only one Hail Mary left. I lunged to kiss him. He froze. The suffocating pressure lifted. Ha! Soap operas do teach useful tricks. After eternity, Ethan turned away, burying his face in my neck with a defeated sigh. Why the breakup talk? I grimaced. Well, since you're marrying Alex, shouldn't this trophy girlfriend bow out gracefully? Ethan, I could tell he was stunned. The man who'd never lost a negotiation sat frozen, struggling to form words for what felt like an eternity. First, Ethan finally ground out. No one dictates my life, least of all marriage alliances. Second, his jaw flexed. This ex-girlfriend turned eternal muse nonsense is absurd. Third, his voice dropped dangerously. I distinctly recall asking, would you like to be with me? During my confession. When exactly did I ever call you a kept woman? His words left me equally speechless. Being with someone in your circles always means following them without commitment. I blurted. All those political romance novels say powerful men don't have girlfriends, just women who follow them. Ethan pinched the bridge of his nose. After a beat, recognition flashed across his features. So that's why you've been calling me boss lately. I thought it was another role-play game, like your fox and rabbit phase. Or that emperor-concubine scenario last. Stop. Just stop. I lunged to cover his mouth, only for him to effortlessly catch my wrist. His gaze dropped to the crumpled marriage proposal still clutched in my hand. The air thickened as Ethan leaned down until our eyes leveled. His whisper carried equal parts temptation and vulnerability. Tell me, Golden Canary, do you only want my money? Not me? Every synapse short-circuited. Heat flooded my veins. His cedar and mint sent overwhelming rational thought. God help me, was it depraved to crave your own boss? When I remained frozen, Ethan turned away. Moonlight from Victoria Harbor silvered his shoulders as he muttered. Fine. My fortune will suffice. Both. The confession exploded from me. I want both. His laughter held bittersweet edges. Calloused fingers brushed my cheek. In that case. Ethan raised his hand. Thumb and middle finger poised to snap. 5, 4, 3. My pulse synchronized with his countdown. At 0. Fireworks erupted over the harbor, midnight iridescence blooming across weekday skies. Tourists gasped as peonies of fire reflected in the dark water. Illegal and glorious and entirely ours. Ethan saw right through me. Speaking slowly. Right now. All of this only matters to you. In the next heartbeat. Amidst fireworks rising and falling, thousands of silver light points materialized, a drone formation. They morphed shapes midair, precisely spelling out, Dear Emma, marry me, your loyal believer. The words flashed countless times before the drones rearranged into a giant ring glowing pink, square-cut central stone flanked by massive fancy-shaped white diamonds. Looking down, I found Ethan already on one knee, sliding an identical ring onto my finger like he feared I'd change my mind. My tear-clogged nose instantly cleared from euphoria. Holy! Is this what sudden wealth feels like? Not even rock candy comes in chunks this huge. This thing's real, right? I leaned closer to inspect it until Ethan pinched my chin upward. It's real. Don't bite it. Why must you try to eat everything? I swallowed saliva, feigning nonchalance. Ahem. I'll graciously accept this then. Ethan snorted, kneading my cheeks between his fingers. Hey! Having too much fun? I jabbed his jaw. Ethan. I need to see Alex. His brows furrowed. Why? To settle our first love business. Couldn't meddle when you were my boss. But I sure can manage my fiancé. His tense posture screamed guilt as my earlier euphoria hardened. I pressed harder. Getting nervous? Ethan, fine. Tomorrow afternoon. 3 p.m. next day at Midtown Cafe found us waiting. Ethan sat rigidly across me, fingers unconsciously tapping the table, eyes darting between windows and his watch, unmistakable restlessness. I rolled my eyes and sneered. Still claiming she's not your first love? You weren't this nervous when proposing to me. Don't think I'm blind, you two were chatting away at the gala. Ugh. Men are so untrustworthy. Ethan, are you rushing this proposal because you love me? Or because you think I'm easy to control while you have fun behind my back? Ethan sighed, frustration showing on his face. That night at the gala, she and I were just. His words stopped as footsteps sounded, muffled thuds of sneakers on marble. Backlit by sunlight. I finally saw her clearly, crisp trousers paired with a cashmere cardigan. Tousled wolf cut hair touching shoulders that framed puppy dog eyes. Holy shit. This face could make anyone fall in love. She approached with a shy smile, holding out her hand. Hi. I'm Alex Carter. Her handshake lasted only half a second before she pulled back, fingertips curling in. Every move showed a bashful respect typical of a woman. My mind went blank. This isn't a rival, this is my new crush. You're, wow, even hotter than in that dress last time. I blurted out, staring without shame. Alex scratched her neck, a blush rising on her fair skin. Thanks. My family made me wear that outfit. It never really fit me. Nonsense. You'd look great in anything. My self-control disappeared in front of her beauty. Sunlight made her porcelain skin look almost transparent, highlighting her rosy cheeks as she softly said thanks. Ethan deliberately coughed, making me jump. He rubbed his temples like a man in misery. Ladies, I'm still here. Oops. I forgot about my fiancé. He gave me a disapproving look before turning to Alex. We brought you here to explain what happened at the gala. Pulling herself together, Alex looked back and forth between us before becoming serious. Right. He suddenly asked to move your proposal in Shanghai to Victoria Harbor. He wanted all the performances on movable platforms with flexible timing. The impossible deadlines and last-minute changes made getting permits a nightmare. So I introduced my grandfather in Hong Kong to speed up the approvals. Her soft voice made me feel good, and her wavy hair brushed her collarbones with every word. I suddenly realized, gender doesn't matter. I just like hot people. Screw the explanations. You were clearly wrong. I almost shouted, ready to leave Ethan for this beauty. Enough talking. Ethan grabbed my elbow and led me away before I could propose to Alex myself. Hey. Let's hang out again next time. Sis. A large hand abruptly covered my eyes that were glued to Alex. Ethan's voice gritted through clenched teeth near my ear. Hang out. What's there to hang out about? Later I learned the rumors about ex-girlfriends and first loves originated from Ethan never having any female company except Alex. As for Alex, her traditional family absolutely forbade her from publicly acknowledging her orientation. For formal events, they'd forcibly dress her in elegant gowns even if they had to tie her down. Clueless tabloids, unable to dig up other gossip about Ethan, sensationalized their relationship for public entertainment. The stories kept evolving until multiple versions circulated, including the one I'd heard before Ethan's relationship ended due to his dysfunction issues being among them. After piecing everything together, I lay on bed sighing. She's had it so rough at home. This kind of thing shouldn't be discriminated against. The moment I spoke, Ethan snorted beside me. How touching. You're really feeling for her. The room usually carried the crisp scent of dried spikenard from regular fumigations, but now reeked of vinegar. TSK. You're jealous of a girl? Apparently struck raw. Ethan flipped over to pin me down. Nose to nose. Dare deny you were ogling her pretty face? So what? Basic human nature. Can't I even appreciate a hot sister? Having multiple hotties around is totally my life goal. I retorted shamelessly, sticking out my chin defiantly. Ethan, without warning, Messy kisses rained down, overwhelming and brimming with unspoken possessiveness. The smoldering friction gradually traveled downward, sparking tremors. I scrambled free. No more. You practically broke my back last time. I need rest. Ethan wordlessly watched me escape his arms, then stormed out of bed. His retreating figure radiated sulkiness. Seriously. He's not even my boss anymore. What's with the attitude? Petty much? Not my problem. I lounged playing with Ethan's abandoned tablet. Don't know what he busied himself with outside. But he returned in 5 minutes. Men should really be more easygoing, I mumbled while turning around. Then gasped. Ethan had changed into a plain white tee and jeans, bangs falling softly over his forehead. Black framed glasses perched on his nose. The whole look screamed boy next door innocence. He seemed to have made up his mind, kneeling by the bed to tug at my sleeve. Sis. Seduction. Blatant seduction. Finally abandoning all dignity upon realizing he had no advantage over others as a has-been. Ethan threw caution to the wind. Well, I wasn't about to refuse this gift. Come here and let your sis give you a pat. Ethan, weren't you going to rest? Who needs rest? Ethan, humph. Fickle and utterly lacking in resolve. Shut it. The end.